Speaking of China, there's something odd happening when it comes to used car sales globally. China has been exporting a lot of fake used cars, and you might wonder what that actually means. It means there are new cars being labeled and sold as used cars, but these are cars that have never been driven, according to Car Scoops and reporting from Reuters. There are 436,000 of these used cars, and they're mostly being dumped into markets in the Middle East, in Central Asia, and in Russia. Now, it's a nice deal if you're a consumer in those markets because they're less expensive and there's a lot of them. But this may cause problems for both China and for other competitors in the auto industry globally. If this continues or expands, this could crash auto prices, which obviously is a huge concern to automakers globally. And it may be an extinction level event for US jobs, especially if those cars end up in US markets or in markets where American automakers are competing. Now, you might not know this, but China has actually become the top global exporter of vehicles. It used to be Japan, but in 2023, China surpassed them. The US is actually just the sixth largest exporter of vehicles. And a lot of that is because we're a net importer. We import more cars than anyone in the world. So while American workers are keeping an eye on this, and companies like Ford are always keeping a very close eye on the competition when it comes to automakers in China, it's a really complicated sector. There's a lot of government support for both innovation and manufacturing and production, and a lot of competing incentives between the central government and the local economies. What had been happening is that local economies across China had been subsidizing and incentivizing these car exports because it kept a lot of people employed and it kept production lines busy. But this has, at the end, maybe not been as productive as the central government is trying to rein in some of that aggressive behavior. And now it's potentially raising a lot of concern on the part of foreign competitors too. So like many issues in Asia, China's a huge market and a huge producer. And as they are trying to grow and change and evolve, some of their choices and tactics in markets don't always go over well within those markets, and other firms, whether they're American or from other countries, also tend to get in the crosshairs sometimes. So we'll see what happens with that one.